Hey, what's up everybody? So today I wanted to answer a question that actually came in from my friend Chris, and the question is, what's the biggest inspiration behind your content? That's a really good question and I'm really excited to answer it. So I thought about a couple different things that really inspires me, and I just kind of had to write it down because thinking about it, I know there's a lot of different ways to get inspiration, and for everyone that's different. So I've made a couple of notes of things that I've noticed just from myself of where I get my inspiration and how it kind of comes about. So one of the first things, of course, is just for me having fun. So anytime I get to pick up my camera, whether it's my actual Sony camera or my cell phone, to be able to create something, it's just a really, really good feeling. I know a lot of people, whatever it is that they're interested in, it makes them feel good, whether that's sports or some form of art or whatever it is. But for me, creating content is just something that I found my passion in a few years ago when I was in Los Angeles, kind of just doing things for certain companies and just for myself, learning from people that were photographers or videographers. And so ever since then, I've just always loved being able to try to figure out how to make something look better each and every time. And it's one of those things where you're never gonna be as good as you want to be. You're always gonna find spaces or areas where you can improve, and so it's this thing that's ongoing. It's a continuous journey of, okay, how can I achieve that look, or how can I get my lighting to look like that, or how can I place things or subjects in a photo or video to make it look better. And so that part is all just a lot of fun to me. And so simply just having fun, being able to take something and make it, or take something that looks boring, for example, if it's just, I don't know, a phone laying on a table, it's crazy how you can make something so simple look so amazing depending on a couple different things. That kind of leads into the next point. One of my favorite places to get inspiration, or pieces of inspiration that I get, is from lighting itself. The more you learn about photography or videography, you realize lighting is like the biggest factor in achieving a certain look that you want. So I've been really practicing, especially the past year, trying to practice new lighting techniques to make something look cinematic. So for example, if there's a product that I'm taking a picture of, now most people, when they kind of think of flash or whatever, they think of lighting something directly in front of it. For example, if I was taking a picture of this cell phone and I was wanting to get it from the front, most people would think, okay, you just put the light on the front. But something like that is actually going to make things look pretty ugly and boring. So if you want something to look a little bit more moody or whatever, you have to learn how to change the direction of the light. So for example, with that being the case, I would probably light it either from, directly from the side, or I would light it from behind, where it kind of makes everything else stand out. And so there's just a bunch of different things that I've been practicing. And so playing with lighting can make something so simple, like I said, just a picture of a phone laying on a table, but if the lighting's coming from a certain direction, it makes it look so much better. And so that's just one of the things, is just practicing lighting techniques and learning new ones. Whether that's small little light or something bigger, then that's fun for me. Another place that I get my inspiration from is just the tech space. So on YouTube, there's a lot of YouTubers like MKBHD and just a bunch of others where they do product reviews of, let's say, the newest iPhone or the newest MacBook or whatever new product is out, whether it's a camera or some other piece of tech. The way they go about creating the visuals is super crazy. So I really like being able to learn from them how they light things, how they place things on a table for like flat lays of, let's say it's a laptop and they have some props on the side. All those different things is something where I study it, not just for the entertainment, but I study it to see, okay, how are they achieving that? What direction is the lighting coming from? Or how are they getting those angles where it's, overhead and he's on the phone, or whatever the case is. And so I get a lot of my biggest inspiration from the tech space, just because the bar is so high. That's one niche where people can't really do trash content. Like the bar is really, really high where it has to look very professional. And so I learn a lot of simple techniques from them, and I'm trying to incorporate them in my style to be able to achieve a certain look. So that's definitely a space. And so if you are someone that's, doing product photography or video work and you want to learn how to take simple, one item things, whether it's, a coffee cup for a company or, some tech device, studying what they're doing and how they're capturing the visuals is a good way for you to really just step up your game. So that's one space for sure. Another point would be, of course, this is my business, so having a portfolio of work that shows kind of what I can do. There's a lot of stuff that I shoot where sometimes I just can't show it because it's just for the client or whatever, but then there's certain stuff where it's just not, it's a project that I'm doing, but it's not something that I want to show off to the world, straight up. So for me, having something where they go to my Instagram page or they go to my website where they can see just some of the work that I'm doing, even if it's just simple stuff at home. Like a few days ago, I posted a picture of some ND filters that I got for my camera, and just shooting that and just like, okay, let me mess around with some like product looking photography or whatever. Like really, it's something where when they go to my page, they can just get an example of what I can do and what I like to do. And then of course, if they feel that it's a fit for their style or their brand or their company or whatever, then that's how I get bookings. So it's important for me and for anyone that's, a photographer or video creator to be putting a lot of your work out there, putting out your best work, or even if it's mediocre, just to be consistent, just having stuff that people can reference and say, okay, they can take a picture of, someone doing something in sports, or they can take a picture of a product or my food at my restaurant or whatever the case is. And so that's a huge part of just me being consistent, or me putting my work out there and just practicing and staying inspired, because I know if I don't do that, then less bookings come. So I have to make sure that I'm on top of that and things like that. The last thing, of course, is practice. I feel like I have such a long way to go, and I know I do. It's not even I feel, I know I do. Because the look that I want to achieve is really just like what you see on like a Nike commercial or an Apple commercial or something like that. And so I can't wait to get a lot better and have kind of the tools that I need to be able to achieve those looks, and just the knowledge and skill. And so me practicing is just one of those things where each day and each year that goes by, the more I'm doing it, the better that I'm gonna be able to get. And so that's why I'm always trying to like step up my game and always studying what other people are doing, so that way I can be able to, continue to grow my business, but also have fun and get the results that I want. Because anyone that's in any creative field, they see others work, and of course they compare themselves, and sometimes that's negative, but in a positive way, it's like, okay, that's the look I want to achieve. What do I need to do to be able to get to that point? And so that's where I'm at, and I can only imagine like 5 years from now, I'm gonna be a lot closer to that goal of me being able to create exactly the look I want, or a lot closer to it, with just my knowledge and my skill set. And so those are just a couple things I wanted to answer. I was glad my homie Chris asked that question, because it gave me a chance to kind of reflect on like where I am and where I want to go, and then maybe this will help you as well if you're somebody that is interested in any creative field. It doesn't matter, but especially like photography or video creation, those are just some things that you could take away and kind of apply to yourself and see if it fits with what your goals are and things like that. So if you are interested in catching more content like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.